Okay, this is violin. You know, this gentleman, Yehudi and Leung. Anybody play classical music? Play instrument here? Anybody? Yes. Piano, trumpet, violin, anything? So you don't know this guy, Leung, right? But anyway, he's the most famous violinist. And I call him the best violin teacher ever lived. Okay? And this is actually about music. Okay? Let's go on, Marco.
The job of the teacher is to inspire, to guide, to open their eyes to something that the person may not have been aware of before. And of course, you're very happy if...
Obviously today we're not talking about music, we're not talking about violin or whatever. We're talking about education, okay? Gentleman, actually he died in 1999, very famous concert violinist and violin teacher ever lived. And he said the job of the teacher is, not talking about music, the job of the teacher is to inspire, to guide, and to open the eyes. Okay, yeah, the next one please, Marco. 唐宋八大家 ，OK， 我哋好似講學講中文，八股先生嚇，韓語聽過未啊？韓語，我哋有中文學，中文系嘅學生喺度。韓語係唐宋八大家之中嚇，其中一個好出名嘅。咁佢話師説即係教書啦，係傳道授業解惑。咁佢同正話阿 Leung 講嘅嘢完全一樣喎。嗱 ，Leung 係一個猶太人嚟㗎。OK， 咁啊，韓宋八大家，韓元當然1300年前啦，中國人啦。咁中國人同猶太人嘅 culture 咧都係好接近，我哋都知道係咪啊 ？Right, Jews and Chinese with very similar culture, similar background, similar family values. And he said， 韓語同 Leung 講嘅嘢完全一樣。咁下邊最拉尾嗰句咧，呢句嘢係我作出嚟嘅 universal is actually universality， 全世界都係講緊呢啲嘢，係咪？教育係咩啊？教育係 inspire, nurture and independent thinking。我唔理你讀咩科都好 ，right? This is actually what education is all about. What is actually education? Big word, right? Education is a big word. What is that? But it's transferring knowledge. All there is to it about education. And one day you go out and find a job, you have a good grade, good GPA, then you go and find a job. But is that education? Okay, I should say, is that only education is all about? No, education is something more than that. More than you getting good grades, passing all the hurdles, getting a good degree, and then go and get a good job and start your career. But education actually goes far beyond that. Is to inspire, nurture, and to get independent thinking. Right? That's actually education, right? It's not only 4年喺呢度讀完大學出去揾嘢做咁啊，一生人就完咗咁，you know, this is not education, right? So I really hope to open you guys' eyes to know that, you know, we're here only for 4 years, right? And you're going to live to 100, you know that? Nowadays, we get to live to 100. So now you're 20 years old, for example. So what about the 76 years in your life? What are you going to do? You keep learning. You keep learning every single day until you go 6 feet under. Okay? So that's education. It's a lifelong process. It doesn't stop the moment you walk off the campus and get yourself a job. It doesn't stop right there. No, it does not. Now, without further ado, let's just put our hands together and welcome Lord Daniel.
Thank you, Philip.
Okay.
And you were saying that people can ask me any question and I will answer. I don't know if I can answer any question. That remains to be seen. The topic today is wide-ranging, and please, interrupt me, or if you have a special interest in a particular topic, then just let me know. Now, I wanted to ask you, what for you constitute the very big issues of our time? Maybe a very big question, but do you have any big issues that you think about? The world has to improve, of course, but what has to improve particularly? Anything? Many people would say, well, there's the gap between rich and poor, etc. Yes? Yeah?
I always think after graduate, can I chase my dream all the time?
Right.
Keep just like Philip said, that keep learning.
Yes.
Yes, my dream is never stop learning before I die.
Yes, yes, yes.
This is, I always think about learning in a different aspects, such as when I'm working or not.
You're quite right. I mean, even if you are in a job, you should still learn in the traditional sense of, theory, going to university, taking evening courses, etc. Because the two must gel together. Yeah. So even if you're working, take the opportunity to take a course. Maybe a course in something totally unrelated, in an unrelated field. In the past, study was very siloed. Yeah, you study business and you just do business, and this guy studies philosophy, just does philosophy. This guy is doing just computers and IT, etc. But actually, more and more studies become interdisciplinary. Yeah, you have to bring everything together. So again, it goes back to my first comment. Keep an open mind and look at everything that comes your way. Yeah, and see what you can make of it. In terms of the title of today's topic was from traditional finance to new finance. And I will be giving you a couple of thoughts and maybe new perspectives. What are the big themes? What is working for you? Many people say climate change. Yeah. Others say inflation, the gap between rich and poor. The war. War is coming back, with a vengeance. Yeah. The war in Ukraine. Possibly, Taiwan is an open issue. So, lots of things that might keep us up at night. Now, one of the main, main solutions or pieces of the solution going forward is centralization versus decentralization. Yeah? Up to now, basically, and I'm talking here a big picture, right? Up to now, we have lived in a centralized world, very hierarchical. Yeah, we are just the little people, and then up there is the big boss. Yeah? In a company, you have a boss and many layers. Yeah? That is because we live in a centralized, hierarchical world. And now with the advent of technology, and Professor Kwok is responsible for that, he opens up a lot of doors. Yeah? Because of technology. Technology can transform everything, can transform the way we live and work. Yeah? That means, in a decentralized world, we will break the traditional power structures and we will have more input. Yeah? Because the internet allows us to immediately bring our voice to the fore. Yeah? And this is also happening in finance. Yeah, finance is also changing a lot because of technology. Banking is basically, not a 9-to-4 job anymore. It's a technology-driven business. Yeah, everything is technology. Yeah, if you have an HSBC account or Stan chart, you know that you have the app, etc. We didn't have that 10-15 years ago. Yeah? We need to go to the branch and fill out the form, etc. That's all gone. Yeah? Everything is now technology. And technology allows banks to give you more services at a far cheaper price. Yeah? In the old days, a dollar bill was backed by gold. Yeah, I could go to the Federal Reserve and ask my gold. Yeah? At least you have gold, you have something tangible. So, what that meant is, in 1971, when we moved off the gold standard to basically fiat. And fiat, does anyone know what the word fiat means? Fiat is an Italian word or a Latin word for trust. It's all just built on trust money. Yeah. So there is a trust in that the debt will be repaid. Now, when you get a loan from HSBC or from another bank, you will have to pay it back, right? You will have to pay it back out of your savings. But governments are just racking up debt, and will they pay it back? Who knows? You know, the nature of money has been changing and will change even more dramatically as we go forward. Modern monetary theory, for example, says that we don't have to worry about debt. We don't have to worry that there is not enough money. Let's just print it. That's basically the MMT. Yeah? And we are just coming out of that period where central banks have been printing money like crazy. Yeah? In the past, there was always a limited amount of money. Yeah, when it was backed by gold, you can't just print gold out of thin air. No, there had to be backing, there had to be gold backing. So there was a limited money supply. Now, if you can just print it, there's enough of it for everyone. So then the question is, where is the money? I mean, I was just saying that central banks have been printing money like crazy, trillions of dollars. Did you get that? Those $1 trillion? No? Neither do I. Did you get a part of $1 trillion? No. So the question is, where is all this money? You know, trillions and trillions of dollars. Well, that money is basically stuck in the banking system. You know, big banks like HSBC, JPM, Citibank, etc. That's where this money is. Yeah? And then the question is, what do they do with it? And the answer is nothing. The plan was for them to do something with it, but actually they haven't done anything with it. So that is why we are all in a little bit of a pickle. Yeah? That's why we're now entering, yes, a recessionary environment. You know, once people lose their trust in government, once people lose their trust in government institutions, in the central bank, in the government itself, in the judicial system, you know, when laws are not applied anymore, when laws are not executed anymore. When you have that type of chaos in the country, then also the money will just, you know, become worthless, and that's hyperinflation. Yeah. So, what does that mean for yourselves? Yeah, every one of us goes to work, we get a salary, a part of our salary is spent, and then another part is saved, because we're saving, you know, to buy a house, to buy an apartment, to buy a car, whatever. Yeah. So you have to manage your savings, you know, very judiciously, very intelligently. Meaning, the money, as we've just seen, you know, the fiat money, which is prone to inflation, we cannot save anymore like grandma. Grandma, remember, she would put money away under the mattress, right? Yeah, you could do that when money was still backed by gold, because gold will keep its value. But this kind of money is just transactional money, you know. Our money that we have is meant to buy and sell, that's all. It's not meant to be saved, because it will slowly lose its purchasing power. Yeah? So then how can you save? Well, obviously, you know, you have to look at the savings products. Yeah? You have to get interest from a deposit, or you buy a bond which is giving you interest, or you invest in the stock market, yeah? Or you invest in something even more risky, like Bitcoin. Yeah? with Bitcoin, you have no banks, no middleman, and it's all trustless. Yeah, basically, here on your mobile, technology makes new things possible, and technology in this case makes new money possible. Bitcoin is technology money, so to speak, internet money. Yeah. No one has control over that. No. Bitcoin is a network of computers, and it is also a network of people, holders of Bitcoin. Yeah? And the value of that coin will go up as more and more people are going to use it. Now, will they? I don't know, okay? Yeah, but I'm just saying, yeah, if Bitcoin wants to be successful, yeah, more people will need to hold it, more people will need to use it, right? And that will be completely out of free will, yeah, because it's decentralized. Nobody's in charge. For our Hong Kong dollars, yeah, we have no choice. We need to use it, right? Because we need to pay our taxes, we need to pay everything in Hong Kong dollars. Because the law tells you so. Yeah? The government, a central institution, has told you so. So that's the big difference, right? If you have no money, that is a problem. Yeah? If you have no money, you have a problem. But if you have money, you also have a problem. Because your problem is to invest it wisely. And if you had invested it in the wrong share, in the wrong Bitcoin, then, yeah, you lose. Keep that in mind. Fiat money is basically transactional. Sometimes it's good just to hold fiat money, but not for the long term. Transactional means short term. Yeah? For the long term, you have to find an outlet. You have to find a good investment, right? Otherwise, you will lose purchasing power. NFT is something new, so it becomes a fashion. So people just buy it without thinking. Yeah? And you have NFTs, basically, let's say, an artist painting, and he's been able to sell that for 64 million US dollars. Yeah, this whole NFT saga is indeed unbelievable. Yeah, yeah. All this, you know, NFTs, which is basically again just based on fiat, on trust. How much is it worth? Well, somebody says 64 million. He's prepared to pay 64 million. And 2 months later, it's traded for $10. So, yeah, totally crazy. Yeah? And that is why you as young people will have to be very nimble and very flexible in your thinking. Yeah? And very critical in your thinking. With the new finance, where you just have this wallet, yeah, electronic wallet on your mobile, if something goes wrong, then hey, who are you going to call? There's nobody there. Yeah. Also, for the new finance, if I tell my grandmother, here's a wallet, and now you have to, you know, it's based on grandma. It's based on a PKI. And then you have a password, and then you have a seed phrase that you have to store away, etc. The poor woman will say, no, I don't want this. I just go to the bank, and you know, that's where I keep my money. Yeah. So for this new finance, we're at the beginning of a revolution. Yes, but the main thing is that we will have to make it much more user-friendly. Yeah. We can. At the moment, only people who are in the know, who know something about technology, etc., they know how to use it. Yeah? But most of the people don't know. Yeah, this is one of my final thoughts. The first time I came across this saying, have you seen this saying? It was in a movie. 13 Days is the movie about the Cuban Missile Crisis. when JFK was the president.
Was it 1963?
63.
Right?
Yeah,
1963, I remember that history. Yes, I'm sure.
And when JFK was in the White House, he had a wooden block on his desk with this saying, yeah? Lord, thy sea is so great and my boat is so small. The sea is so great, meaning you're going to have lots of opportunities, but you have to keep your eyes open, of course, knowing, and probably you feel yourself, that your boat is so small, that you are so small. So what can I do? Yeah? I'm just a small chink. Yeah? But you should not let you bring that down. You should, as I said, grasp the opportunities, even if you think, oh, I'm not smart enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. No, you should believe in yourself that, yes, this is interesting, this is the way I want to go, this is how I want to contribute, yeah, in this big ocean.
Great.
Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much, and if there's any more questions.
Lord Daniel. And as Lord Daniel was giving us a lecture on world finance, world commerce, from conventional banking to new banking, okay? And some of you guys, respond with questions. But as I was sitting here listening to you speak, I must say, one thing you people have to get a handle on is how to present yourself. Okay? The 4 years of university, the 4 years of intellectual journey is not only about biology, economics, trickle-down theory, No, that's okay, because you guys study different subjects. When you step out of the campus, you go on and work for a company, or for yourself, or for NGO or whatever. You need communication techniques, okay? You have to be able to speak clearly and slowly, so that the people on the other side of the fence can actually listen and see, oh, okay, you actually communicated with me. I get your idea very clear. So this is one thing, I think you students have to really get a handle on and grab it, when you have the opportunity to speak to people like, or Daniel, myself, or your professors, okay? Who are good in communicating, good English, good Chinese. Now Chinese is also important, we're all Chinese, right? Anyone speak Mandarin here? Yes, speak Mandarin, right? Mandarin, Cantonese, English. You have to be able to master those 3 dialects. Otherwise, I'm so sorry to say, you will face a lot of difficulty when you step out of the campus and get yourself a job. Okay, and I want you guys one day to move up and climb the corporate ladder, right? Okay, to do big things. So that's why, go back to my first slide there. What really is education? Education is beyond what you study, what your subjects are, what your majors or minors are. It goes beyond that. And I think the most important thing now today that I learned from this session is communications, okay? All right? Is that okay with you guys? Is that okay with you? I'm not criticizing, okay? I'm giving you a constructive criticism. So that you could just go home tonight when you go to bed and you say, wow, maybe Phil is right. Maybe Lord Daniel, well, obviously a great communicator, Lord Daniel, right? And he goes around talking to people, on subjects like this. And I go around talking to people on subjects like education, right? What really is education on you? 把大家受要傳到解話，好嘛？我哋記住呢啲嘢好嘛？OK？ Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.